thing's so much fucking fun.
What's going on, guys? Big Mike, D717 Outlaw. We're out here in beautiful central Pennsylvania. It's about 50 degrees out today, so a little bit on the chilly side, but we are doing a ride and review video. The bike that I'm going to bring you today is, to me, by far the best V-twin fun machine that I've ever been on. And this happens to be a 2018 Suzuki SV650 with ABS. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, the SV650 came out in the late 90s, and it was an awesome bike of its time. But this is the new fuel-injected Gen 2 version. Amazing power plant from what I've ridden so far here today. This is not going to be a 100% nude review. I have gotten the chance to ride this once before, but for very, very little. This will be the first time we're going to get to put it through its paces and really feel how it is. But to me, this is by far one of the best entry-level and novice rider bikes. One, because it's great for your urban commute and your highway commute. It gets probably about 60 miles a gallon or more, depending on your ride style. But let's dive into this. Let's go hit the twisties and go check out some sections of highway and see how she really does. Pretty cool with this is it has a low RPM mode, so a low, like I think it's a low RPM idle, so it helps you at low speeds, so that way you're not really on the throttle or burning up the clutch. So if you put it in first gear, I'm gonna take my hand off the throttle and show you exactly what it does. If I let the clutch out, the RPMs actually climb and it allows you to go without even using the throttle, which to me is a nice newbie, new rider kind of feature and makes the bike pretty nice. But anyway, let's go out and hit the road and get some more tests. Alright guys, so we are up here. We just took a nice ride here on the SV. So let's talk about this bike. So it is a 2018 Suzuki SV650 with ABS. This bike came out in the early 90s. Was a very good V-twin bike, carbureted bike at the time when it first came out. Second generation adopted a lot of new Suzuki fuel injection systems, including like a dual throttle body valve. Fuel injection allows for a really smooth power delivery. This thing is like linear over the board, with being ridiculously smooth on the way the power comes in. Has a lot of low end and mid-range grunt. That's mostly because of that big, well, not big, it's a 645cc 90-degree V-twin. Yeah, the bike has a very good power feel. To me, it's a very manageable bike. Amazing in the corners. You can really lean this bike. Very easy to manage with the weight. It is about a 400-pound bike, if I'm not mistaken, and it doesn't feel like that. Honestly, to me, it feels like a dirt bike with a big motor on it. But looking at the bike as a whole, power delivery is great. Comfortable riding position. It's a standard bike, so you're going to be very upright with your riding. It's not going to be like a hunched over aggressive sport bike. It's not going to be a really slouch back cruiser kind of feel, but it is a more standard ride position, almost like a bicycle or a dirt bike, to be honest. Button layout is very nice. It has a full LCD display, very good to read. Go ahead and check that out here. But like I said, a lot of the things I like about it is I've always liked these kind of tacks to where you can really see where you're at. Going around cruising, this thing will hold. With me, I'm a 275-pound rider. I can go down the road and cruise at 70 and it barely breaks over that 5,000 RPM range. Now, Suzuki's work with this motor, this bike revs out to almost 10,000 RPM. For a V-twin, that's a lot. And being able to cruise at 5,000 RPMs on a stock bike with a heavy rider, I can't necessarily go against that. That's very good. It has a lot of power for me to do any kind of passing. But other thing too, liquid cooled bike. For how much I've been pushing it here today, it's been staying very cool. So again, a good feature for a commuter bike, especially in the city. This bike should be able to stay relatively cool without you having to move a lot if you get stuck in stop and go traffic. Great entry level feature happens to be the low RPM assist. I really did like that. Made it for nice launches. I mean, like I showed you in the beginning, you don't even have to touch the throttle. You can let the clutch out and it'll go up to almost 5 miles an hour and be able to cruise, and then you can just go ahead and roll on the throttle from there. Very easy controls, very good braking. Does have ABS braking, which is a good feature, especially for a new rider. You're less likely to lock up the tires in case of a very hard braking scenario, like especially in this wonderful area that I'm in now, having to deal with deer and animals and even debris in the road just because of it being up in the mountains. But yeah, I mean, Suzuki really did a good job on this. The price point on this bike, my buddy Brad got it as a leftover in 2019, and he only paid $6K out the door. Now, some states may vary depending on where you're getting this from, but I think most new ones go for about that 7,000 to 8,000 range out the door right now, if you buy a 2020. But yeah, I really can't argue with this bike. Great price point, good bang for your buck bike, and Suzuki, you did a good job. So as always guys, I hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you want to know anything more about the SV650 that I didn't cover, maybe just like a personal opinion on something for how it felt during the ride, which I mean, I feel like I covered most of the stuff. If not, drop a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget to subscribe. We're hopefully going to be doing more reviews on this. I have a couple buddies that picked up some bikes here not too long ago, and I'm hoping that they can part with them for a day so I can get a good review on them. But anyway, this bike has been phenomenal. Hope to see you guys on the next upload, and as always, remember, ride safe, ride smart, always wear your helmet, and I'll see you on the next one.